Hello and welcome or welcome back. It is the start of September, so I thought I'd go through my reading plans for the month. I had planned to do this at the end of August, like every other person does, but I had a wonderful weekend filled with getting some bits done that were needed and having some great time watching sport. So it didn't happen, and that's the way life goes. So here I am at the start of September talking to you instead. So this is my TBR for the month, but there are lots of gaps and maybes and not quite in it. I'll just guide you through what my process is when I am putting this together and what the books are that this means that I'm going to be looking to read. So the first thing that I am doing every month this year is reading the oldest owned book on my shelves. So if you are new here, I have a tracker in my reading journal of all the books that I have on my shelves. I add them on the end if I buy a new one, and I colour them in when I read one. So the oldest book that I haven't yet read is Hooked by Emily McIntyre. This has been on my shelves since May 2023, so over 2 years ago. This one is another start of series, which isn't great when you look at the number of series that I am already reading, but there we go, it is what it is. I still very much want to read it, so we'll go there. So this one is the first book in a dark romance series, and all of the books are fairy tale inspired. So this one is Peter Pan inspired. I'm very much excited to read it. There was a lot of hype around when these books first came out, and I've seen when some of the later books have come out as well. But the nice thing is I know very little about it. So I'm quite excited to go in relatively blind. I'm interested to see where on the scale of dark romance this lies as well. So yeah, just very much looking forward to finally picking this up. Less looking forward to the guilt I will probably apply on myself for starting another series though. And speaking of the number of series that I'm in the middle of, I have started a new project, and the first stage of this project you will see a vlog posted for, hopefully in the next week or so. So at the start of August, I had 15 different series that I had one book left to read. So that's either the series is complete and one book is all I had left to finish reading the series, or I need to read one book to catch up the series. So for example, there's some series that I was up to date with, but a book has released in 2025. I've been so bad this year at reading new releases as they come out. There's been maybe like 2 or 3 that I've managed to read. So I've got quite a few that I need to catch up. So 15 books, I had 5 months left in the year. So I therefore have set myself the challenge to read 3 of those books each month. So I read my 3 books last month, and I'm going to read 3 more this month. But the funny thing is, I don't know which 3 I'm going to read. I have split it into 4 categories, the remaining ones. I have got the fantasy category, and then I have got the physical TBR. So I've got 4 books on my shelves that would finish or catch up a series. And then there is books released in 2025. Which I have enough for 2 videos, and that overlaps with the physical TBR as well, so that's why the fact that there's 4 of them on my shelves doesn't really matter. I can do 3 for that and then split the others accordingly. So I keep changing my mind about which I want to do. It's either going to be books released in 2025 or physical TBR. I am quite tempted to do physical TBR just because I very much love colouring books in my journal to show that I have finished them. But yes, it's either going to be that or, like I say, books released in 2025, just because there's so many and there's such a mix. But I am very much going to play it by ear, which I know sucks for a TBR video, right? But for one thing, you'll see my decision process when I get to actually recording it, because I will record another vlog when I go through. And for another, I have to read to a certain extent. I'm going to pick some goal books, but there's no point me deciding here and now. Say, for example, I'm going to read the ones that are on my shelves and then find that I go off contemporary romance and suddenly I've got like 2 contemporaries and a romantic suspense in there and I'm like a bit stuck. Particularly as I have got some other contemporaries on my list coming up. So that's going to happen, but we'll see which category I pick and therefore which of the books that I read for it. But then continuing the theme of series, I have got 3 series that I am focusing on for the next few months to try and read 1 book from this series every month. The first series that I am reading is the Next Level series by Brianna Michaels. This is a 6-book series of, I would say contemporary romance, but it's like super, super spicy contemporary romance, and it is the lowest angst books you can get. Like, there's going to be like a bit of drama, but not drama that makes you go, oh no, everything's going to go wrong in their relationship or anything like that. It's, oh, here's something, let's make sure we sort it out. And it's basically all about the spice. It's really good fun. I had read the first book back in 2023 and kept meaning to continue the series, and then because I'd read some of Brianna Michaels' other books recently, I actually just went ahead and bought the rest of the series at Rare. So I have got Stay is the next one, which is book 4 in the series, so I'll have 2 more after this. And in full transparency, because I'm recording this on the 2nd of September, I've already started this book. So this is the book that I started last night because I was feeling quite stressed, and so I wanted something that I knew would not stress me out further. So very much enjoying this one so far. The guy in this one is the brother of one of the guys from earlier in the series, so there is like a bit of connection. You absolutely could read these completely separately, but they're so much fun. And then one of the other series that I am reading a book every month again is some books that I picked up at Rare, and that is the Eternal Mates series by Felicity Heaton. We seem to have a theme this month for Half Naked Man covers. I go entire months without reading a single book with one, and then this happens. But there we go. So this is book, it says on it, 9 in the Eternal Mates series, and it is Possessed by a Dark Warrior. There are, I think, 20 books in this series, maybe 22, something like that. So I have still got a fair way to go. And this is actually, for this series, this is one of the longer ones, but very excited. And oh, I've just read the back. I see which character it is. Okay, so the main character in this one is someone who's literally been in the book since like book 1, and he's in them loads. Okay, I'm really excited. But yeah, these are all paranormal romance, fated mates books. We've got like elves, we've got shifters, we've got, I think, vampires. I want to say there's vampires. Yeah, like loads of people in the paranormal world. Really good fun. Obviously fated mates, because Eternal Mates series. So if you don't like fated mates, stay away. If you do like fated mates, just a really good fun series to get into. And then the other series that I'm reading a book of every month still is, it's actually 2 series put together, which you'll know if you have seen any of my previous content, but that is the Texas Sirens and Nights in Bliss series by Sophie Oak, or Lexi Blake as she is also known. So these are 2 separate series, because we've got the Texas Sirens series, obviously set actually in Texas, and then we've got the Nights in Bliss series, which is set in Colorado, but they intertwine a lot. Like, there is so much crossover that's why I'm reading them in a combined reading order. And speaking of how much crossover there is, the next book that I have to read is Sirens in Bliss, which has got a lot of the characters from the Texas Sirens books going to Bliss for a wedding. So I think this one is a bit of a short one because it's like a reunion one rather than a new relationship, or like anything like that, which is absolutely fine. You know, it's there if I fly through it and want some more, I can always pick up the next book in the series if I want. Really, really looking forward to that one. As I say, it'll just be really nice to see all the different characters and like see where they're at. So then also a book that I am planning to read this month, and this is super exciting updated news. So what I've been going to say is that I think there is a book that is going to be released later this month for an author that I really love. So that is Katia Rose, who writes sapphic contemporary romance, and her Balsam Inn series. Book 1 was Paint the Moon, which I absolutely adored, and book 2 I was pretty sure was going to be coming out at the end of this month. Well, today she put the announcement in that yes, it is due out at the end of this month. However, she also opened ARC sign-ups for everyone that is in her club Katia, and so I now have an ARC of Touch the Moon sat on my Kobo. So really, really excited. So yeah, like I say, sapphic contemporary romance. These ones are like small town vibe as well, and they're based around an inn. So in the first book, there's this girl who inherits this massive house from, I think it's her great aunt, and it's about her and her friends working together to turn it into this inn that they always dreamed that they would get to run. And so this is about one of the other girls who was in the first book, and I'm so excited to read it. There's just something about the way that she writes that just is so lovely, and I really enjoy it. I'm obviously really hit and miss with contemporary romance, but I always love these. And to the extent that like I've promised myself I'm not going to sign up for ARCs at the moment because I feel like I'm already so overcommitted with trying to catch up on other books that I want to read. But I wasn't going to not do this because, yeah, I know it's one that I desperately want to read. So between those, that takes me up to 8 books. Now, I would expect to read about 10 books this month. So I think 8 books is about right for planning. There's a couple of other books I'm considering reading. We've got like Love and Sports Ball, which is on my shelves. The other one that I am strongly considering is Shades of Wicked by Janine Frost. But then there's also a whole bunch of books on my Kindle or my Kobo that I could read something standalone, start something new, or continue some of the many series that I'm in the middle of. Who knows, I'll play it by ear and hopefully just really enjoy my reading that way. Let me know if you have got anything that you are really excited to read in September, or if you are interested in any of the books that I have mentioned, and I hope you have a fantastically enjoyable reading month. Bye!